May I ask the question?
Yeah, what's up, man?
So, like, how come when we build devices that take unstructured plasma and make them structured, those same devices that do that transfer, turn it from unstructured to structured plasma, those devices look and have the same geometry and proportions as ancient cathedral churches? Why is that?
Huh. Fair enough.
That's a coincidence. I think the fourth state of matter is being really hidden from us and our knowledge of it. Because I don't know if Gio's here, but I think he's into the whole free energy thing, right?
I'm sure there's a lot of people. I don't know
Dude,
anybody
we're
that
into
in
it,
their right
bro. Do you
mind.
know what a drink? Do you know what a drinking bird is, or V-gate magnetic tracks?
I don't know the first thing.
My bad, Dieslow. I might be lagging.
Jeremy said his bird got a DUI. Nah, we hear you.
Dude,
It's good.
my grandma has a backyard rug that she just bought, and it looks just like Gio's profile picture. Maybe it has a little more red in it, but yeah, like same pattern.
Saying Geo's avatar looks like a Persian rug.
Yeah, pretty much. Where's my man Gio?
Said
Gio.
your avatar's a carpet.
He said you look like a doormat, Geo.
It's a beautiful looking carpet.
Anyways,
Something as big as the Earth, and I'm just going to take a general measurement. Something that's off by 0.0008 of an inch is still going to be pretty inaccurate considering the size of our measurement. So to just say, oh yeah, it's generally flat over a horizontal plane, well, sure, but that doesn't mean like that's what you measured
That's the
actually
flatness.
is. That's just what you measured.
Well, I mean, that would
Why
be the
aren't
flatness.
things?
What's up?
My question is, why are things never truly flat?
I mean, I don't know. Doesn't sound like
That's the better question.
the greatest question. I mean, what even if you had the answer, what's that gonna?
Well, it actually leads you to furthering your thought and furthering your understanding of this reality to begin with, because that's the goal, finding the truth of what this realm actually looks like, its shape, how it functions, what its form is.
I mean,
So I
flat's not
think,
a flat's not even a shape though.
well, yeah, but people ask you, what's the shape of the Earth? Flat, round. Um,
Well,
I don't think flat lines exist because I think everything is resonating, and because it's resonating, that means it's moving, it's constantly changing shape and form, therefore it's never flat, and actually everything is technically curved.
I don't know about that.
I I think that's how the quantum realm works, especially, the very nitty gritty building blocks that make up our reality. If you zoom into that realm, some people call it the quantum realm. If you zoom into that realm of reality, you'll find that that's how it actually functions. It functions based upon wavelengths, which are inherently curved.
Dude, I feel like I can see that with my eyes closed. I could like see the dude. I was in the shower the other day and I felt like I was seeing like the circle of light with my eyes closed. It was crazy.
Were you stoned?
Probably. Yes. I would say yes. Strongly
That's
agree.
sick. Yeah, one time on acid, I thought I saw, you know, fractals and shit. Turns out
Yo,
I
they
was
say
just
if
on
you look at
acid.
well, dude, who knows, bro? Turns if you look, acid can do crazy things, bro. Let Geo tell you a story about that. But turns out, I don't know. I heard something about being on DMT, looking at a laser and seeing numbers or something, like seeing the
Oh
code. I don't
yeah,
know.
I heard about that. Like binary. Well, what's fascinating is Hebrew. Language Hebrew is actually just numbers. Ancient Hebrew, which is a sacred language, it's just numbers. I find that fascinating. I think maybe there is some kind of imprinted code into our reality that really shows that there is a creator. Because you could find remnants of the code, whether that be mathematical numbers or sacred geometrical patterns of geometry that you always cover. Now that's an underlying code in this reality. Fascinating. Are we currently live on YouTube right now?
Yeah, we're live, dude. We're live.
Damn. All right. Since we're live, we gotta get this. We gotta make this entertaining for our viewers over there on the YouTubes. Are we live anywhere else, like Twitter, Rumble?
All over, bro. All over the place.
Nice. All right. So for
Searches the
those
truth
of
away
you
from idiots.
watching at home on your YouTube, just know that if someone says the Earth is flat, he's bullshitting you, and he's probably bullshitting himself too. But that doesn't mean that the Earth's a
Thought I heard a
globe. Now,
record skip.
don't jump to conclusions, guys.
That is not
Just
true.
because
100%
it's
not
not a
true.
ball does not mean it's flat, and just because it's not flat doesn't mean it's a ball. We got to get
For our
past that.
viewers listening, I just want to say, try to stay away from drugs. You could be led to believe the Earth is a globe.
Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Twitch, live streaming audience, the Earth is indeed flat, meaning all elevations are measured from a horizontal plane.
And for those of you listening at home, what you just heard there um, is true, but just know that their measurements are so vague in comparison to the sheer size of Earth and what they're measuring. They're just taking like the most general measurement ever and deeming it flat. That doesn't mean it actually is flat. Just want to point that out there. Everybody's lagging. Come on, guys. Get some Starlink internet in this shit. Cutting out. Yeah, we can't hear you,
So what's the
Matthew.
so what about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, what's the you mentioned, the true size of the earth. What's the true size of the earth, Bandy?
Well, to what extent do you want to call Earth? Like, where do you want to draw these boundaries? Because I could say Earth is only the land and not measure the water. I could say Earth is actually the air too, and I could start measuring and including the air along with the land. So, like, how far do you want to go?
I'm using your own words. You probably need to clarify your own words.
Well,
yourself,
I mean,
shouldn't
if
you?
we're going to include the atmosphere, they claim from your model that the Earth's atmosphere extends far past the moon. So now are we claiming that the moon is part of the Earth as well?
Exactly. Like, where are we drawing the boundaries here?
Well, I'm asking you. I mean, you seem like you have
For me,
an issue discerning Earth.
for me, I would define Earth as just reality. Reality stuck
Earth
within space and
is
time, and
reality.
you can't escape it. Yeah. And
So what you're saying is reality doesn't exist anywhere else but Earth.
I'm saying Earth. When we say Earth, we're actually just talking about space and time and reality itself. That's all we're doing.
What do you mean space and time?
Ooh, space and
Are you
time.
talking about a concept and a convention? Is reality?
I'm just
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about reality itself, existence. When most people say here on Earth, all I hear is here in my reality, here in my existence. That's what
I
I
would say
hear.
those are all three uniquely different things. You got
Because to
Earth, you
call
got reality,
Earth,
you got existence. All three different
because
things.
to call
Yeah.
reality Earth means that you're putting a barrier somewhere that completely separates Earth from like everything else. It's like disconnected, forming a boundary. All right, so where does it stop? Does it stop at your
Is
ice
that is
wall?
that
Does
like
it stop
is that like
at
a
your
is that like a
atmosphere?
unisex bathroom or something? Like we're just putting boundaries on things and labels. Like we shouldn't be doing that. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't
exactly.
know.
Because I think everything is connected energetically, and if that is true, then if we're going to measure Earth, all we're doing is measuring the energy that composes and makes up this reality. That's all we're doing.
Well, I think we're just assuming a lot of the things that we're saying and not really clearly defining the words we're using. So I mean, like,
Yeah,
if we're
that's
just gonna
English.
throw shit out there, then it's like sure, but I
That's
don't
like
think that
the
you could define. I don't think you could define the word existence. I think you'd be hard pressed to define the word energy. Um, Earth has no boundaries, so I see your position on that. It's pretty unique and odd. That's fine, but we've got to be understood on the words we're using. I mean, just throwing shit at the wall, bro, and like claiming truth
well,
is
yeah,
like
I totally agree, and that's why I think English sucks as a language because half the time we make up words, it's just rephrasing something that already is. Uh, yeah, so
no, I don't think so. I
like
don't think any
like
branch of science has ever defined the word energy.
like PTSD, shell shock. It's all the same shit. It's just trauma.
I
How
don't
about
think any
George
branch of
Carlin?
science has ever defined the word energy.
Yeah, I think
So when you say
we do
that, it's just
have a
is.
lack.
I don't know.
We do have a lack of an understanding for what energy is, but I think everything is moving and is made up of energy, and because it's
I
moving,
don't think
made up
so.
of energy, it's always changing shape and form. Otherwise, it would be still. But if it's still, that means it has no energy. And how can something with no energy even exist? It can't.
Well, that's where we get
It
back to the
didn't.
definement of energy. Like most people, from your perspective, would confuse the explosion as being the energy rather than the softball lump size of plutonium. So it's all kind of how you're perceiving it. And I don't think, like I said, science is really understood on that. I think they kind of perceiving it backwards, and
Yeah,
they're
I
perceiving the release of energy as energy, and energy as is isn't and is for one. It's a state of potential, and this is where we start getting into like 0 point energy and what you were talking about early on when you came in the room with free energy. But again, it gets back to the definement
yeah,
of the word energy.
yeah. I think we totally have unlocked the secrets how to manipulate and play with the concept of 0 point energy. I think that's being completely hidden from us for sure.
Well, yeah, and it's all enshrouded with quantum mysticism.
Yeah,
So that's the problem.
exactly. Or aliens. That's another big scapegoat when it comes to a great advancement in technology. Someone might see a UFO and it's really just, like maybe someone like the military created a anti-gravity device. They learned how to manipulate um, space and time, kind of warp it. and then they see it and they think, oh, it's a UFO, that means aliens. That doesn't mean. What they should be thinking when they see that is, damn, we just created a new form of flight. Like, a human had to have created that. That means what I'm seeing is possible to do. But
Did you
the
just say
aliens
humans
are
have
the
learned to
giant
manipulate?
scapegoat.
Did you just say humans have learned to manipulate space and time?
Yeah, I think so.
What the fuck?
I mean,
Okay,
that's
okay,
what taking a branch.
so which
We've been
human was
doing
able to
that
do this?
forever.
I'm just curious as to which human here on Earth was able to do that, Bandy.
I mean, chimpanzees can manipulate space and time. All it takes is them
Oh,
breaking
but
off a stick.
so in other words, Bandy, whenever you say that there's
All right, so
humans
you're
here
just
on
gonna
Earth,
cut me off
yeah.
when you don't understand and have a question
Oh,
about what I
I'm
said.
the one that now here we go. Here's the projection. Now you made a claim, and I question you about your fucking stupid claim, and you saying chimpanzees can do it now. You're just talking out your ass, Bandy. Why
Yeah,
can't you give me
what
the you made
hold
a
on.
claim that humans here on Earth can
Relax.
manipulate space and time. I
All
specifically
right,
asked you which human was able to
Yeah,
do that, and you haven't gave me a fucking answer yet.
all
yeah,
right,
because
all
you
right.
cut me
Let me
off.
get in the
But
middle here, Bandy. Let me get in the
chill.
middle here. I
Yeah,
think yeah, I think Mandy was just more or less like
Talking shit
speaking
out of
his
his fucking
mind.
ass is all
Well,
he was doing.
he's speaking his mind, and I don't think he
That ain't
realizes like what he's. I mean, maybe
that's
he
not
does
his mind
realize.
though.
Maybe he does.
That's not his own
But
mind though. No, that's not his own mind.
all
You know,
right. Well, that's
his
what he's
own
been
mind
taught.
would have to have an original thought to it.
all right.
Bending space time and all this shit is not an original thought.
Well,
That's not
let's
coming
calm
from his
down
mind. That's
and
coming from
let's not let
Rockefeller
what I'm
education.
saying. Let's not let what I'm saying anger you, especially on Mother's Day. Let's just chill out and
Mother's
talk.
Day. Fuck your fucking mother's Gregorian fucking Mother's Day, man. Fuck you.
All right, guess I'm talking to a grown-up fucking
All right.
child. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Let's everybody relax. I know Jeremy started all this, but we can all just kind of settle down.
And you just fucking talking shit
So,
for the audience.
yeah, so manipulating
Space is
space and
pride.
time.
And now he's saying chimpanzees can even fucking monkeys can
Yeah,
even manipulate space
so
and time. But yet you
manipulating
can't give
space
me
and
not one
time.
goddamn fucking name of someone that can manipulate space and time. Not one
Yeah,
fucking
so
name.
when a
In other words,
monkey
Bandy
takes a
here is just
stick,
talking shit out of his fucking ass like all fucking heliocultists do. Just talk shit out their ass that the shit that they refuse to question to begin with. Look at him.
uh,
Look at him
uh,
giggle like a little fucking brat. Like a little
All
fucking
right.
weasel. Look at him.
All right.
uh,
Well, let's
relax.
maybe we'll talk about space
We
and
need to
time.
get some real motherfuckers in here to have a real
It seems to
goddamn
be
conversation, Dieslow.
all right. All right. It seems to be an interesting topic. You know, some people are interested in that. So you want to talk about space and time, Bandy?
Yeah, so I just want to say, so when a monkey takes a rock or a stick from a tree and starts using it as a tool, he just learned how to take space and time around him and manipulate it for, his purpose, whether that's cracking open a nut or something like that. Fast forward down the line, you have humans making stone tools. That's manipulating space and time and the resources and the energy around them to do a certain purpose. That's the concept of technology. That is technology 101. So that's what I
Let's
mean
take a few
when I
steps
say.
back. Let's take a few steps back and let's try to define this space time you speak of. I know we've got two different things here. We've got space and we've got time, and you somehow have merged these two things together. So maybe we should kind of split them up for a second and kind of see how they go together. And maybe we'll start with defining. Maybe we'll start defining. I don't know. What do you want to start with? Time or space? I think space is pretty summed up pretty quickly. So maybe we should do space.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
what's
Let's
space?
do that. I like that. So space and time, they're merged together, obviously, because they're the same thing. We use two different words merged together, but it's the same thing we're talking about here. So space. When people hear space, they're programmed to think emptiness. It's not. Space is filled with everything. Like outer space, people think is a vacuum, completely empty of everything. No. Everything around us is completely filled, and it's a giant sea of energy. That's what I define as space. There's not a dull moment anywhere on any coordinate plane where there won't be something in what you perceive to be space, whether it's the air that looks empty, or an empty room, or, like the sky. That space is actually filled. It's a giant sea of energy. That is
Okay.
space.
All right. Well,
And then
let's
you get into
let's
time.
slow down for a second because you're kind of carrying on. I think you gave a nice summary. So you said space is often perceived colloquially as emptiness, but it's not. It's very filled. Um, and then you spoke about matter and energy kind of being within space, but space itself, right? I don't think space itself is a thing. I perceive space as the absence of a thing being privation. I don't think emptiness is a thing. I don't think emptiness exists. Right? I agree with that. I think emptiness is a qualifier of something being empty of something else. But emptiness of its own isn't logically sound. Right? Doesn't exist. Kind of like nothingness. Like there is nowhere in the universe you can point to
Yeah,
and say there's nothing because that would just be
yeah,
illogical.
yeah.
Um, but space again is the absence of a thing. That thing being matter. It's a privation of matter. Quite literally volume, right? And then you get into outer space, which is kind of consistent with your model. Like, what's the difference between the space between you and I, or you and your toilet, versus you and outer space? I don't really see a difference in my opinion. I think it's all just volume, but your model speaks of space in this like ever so expanding thing that is kind of illogical in the sense that for space to be expanding, it would have to be expanding into something, and what would that something be? And then so there's a lot of questions that get opened up from space from your model.
But
But then
like what? What?
well, you got space, you got outer space, and then you got this outer space. And like when we press you on that and we ask you what's the universe expanding into, it's just crickets. Like there's really no logical sound answer that anybody could provide. And it falls apart. It falls apart pretty quickly, and that's your magical firmament that you guys haven't realized you've got, which is far more illogical than some of the firmament stuff the flat earthers speak of.
No,
But
I think space is not infinite.
I think space is infinite either. I don't think anything's infinite. I think infinite's just a concept, but then we get into this time thing, right? Where time is basically just kind of a series of events in progression, kind of this linear thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, well, it is.
This.
I mean, depending on how you
Okay.
look at it, but time is, I don't know, did he leave?
Discord constantly does like a reboot thing and kicks me off for half a second.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I want to define my what time is. Okay.
Okay.
And there is people think think time is a certain way because they are living in the lens of their own subjective mind. They're very limited by that. And then there is objective time that sits in reality itself. That's actually what time is. So as you're born, your brain, through its own subjective lens, processes moments of now, moments of existence, in a linear fashion, chronologically, because the brain is logical from its own subjective lens. It finds a way to organize moments in the now and puts it in a series of events, like you just said. That's exactly how the subjective mind views times. And with that, that allows us to create the concepts of calendars and a clock, stuff like that.
Well, I
Actual
mean,
time is just now. It's just one singular moment and it doesn't change. It's always been now. If I tell you to point to the future or point to the past, you couldn't, because it actually doesn't exist. And to say something like the past or future exists, like, and you could travel to it, it's really illogical to think that you could do that, because everything is stuck in. So real time is just now, it's existence, it's the present objective reality.
Yeah, I get
Which
that.
is,
I mean, I agree that. I
it's
agree with
just one
that. Like
second.
only the now exists. Right, I get that. But
Yeah.
ultimately, time doesn't exist at all. Ultimately, like there's no like from the mainstream atomistic, materialistic perception of things, like time would have to be physical, right? Like I don't know, a tachyon or whatever you want to call it, a chronon particle. But that doesn't exist, right? That we know that doesn't exist. That's like saying that there's a sound particle, which was perceived long ago and postulated, but we know that doesn't exist. So not everything's comprised of particles, being
Well,
space and time. So to give physical properties to things that aren't physical, time being a
and time
convention,
is
a
purely
concept.
physical. Time is purely physical, and there's only one time, and it's now. It's the accumulation of all connected energy in a state of existence. And if when you go and die, and you go to heaven, which is eternal, which knows no time, obviously that's why heaven is eternity, because you finally disconnect yourself from a physical energy, a
I mean,
three-dimensional touchable energy.
not,
That's why
not to
it's
be rude, but I mean, you're kind of hodgepodging a bunch of things together. Like you've created Earth as being defined it as being reality. You've defined time as being the current now reality, which would be
yeah,
synonymous
we've
with Earth.
created
I mean,
because
just
we've
like,
created.
well,
Yeah,
you're not really making finite distinctions between the words and terms you're using, right? And but
because
here
the
the
words
problem is
themselves.
the problem is you're speaking of this. We started off by talking about space time, this bending and warping of this
Yeah,
thing you're talking about,
yeah.
right? Which has no physical properties, but somehow you want to act as if it could be manipulated and influenced in a physical way, which to me is very weird. So that's why I'm trying to get to the physical nature of the space time you speak of, but
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
seeing
right
it.
now. How are you not seeing it? You're living in it. You've only ever lived in it. You haven't lived outside of it.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like what we know as space and what we know as time, it's always been the same thing, and we've never lived outside of it, not for a single moment. It's always been right now. We've always ever existed now. You can't exist in the past or exist in the future. You're stuck to now. And the time of that is right now. Like half of these concepts, the concept of Earth and all these words that I'm saying, those are all fucking bullshit to begin with, because those were concepts that strayed us from our reality to begin with. So that's what makes it convoluted. If you want to measure Earth, well, don't even say you're measuring Earth, because that word is a concept that was literally constructed as a word to sway you away from what reality truly is. Same with a calendar, same with a clock, shit like that.
All right.
Or an
Well,
atmosphere. Like,
mhm.
fuck is an atmosphere? Let's get to the true definition of what an atmosphere might actually be.
Well, I mean, going back to the root etymology of the word, it was referred to as Atman or Atmos. Like there was never a sphere attached to it. That's just like this pre-assumption that's just been added
Or,
on that
or even
everybody
that.
kind of.
Let's go
Well,
down the Atmos rabbit hole. Without the sphere. Fuck the sphere.
yeah, now you're talking water vapor.
I think if we're truly gonna make progress with discovering truth and shit, especially for people in realms of influence in this sphere like Witsit, I think we need to truly think outside of the box, and being stuck on, debates and arguments online, modern science versus flat earther, like that's hurting both sides. That's all it's doing. We need to think outside the box and come up with new ideas.
Not really worried about, how it's coming across. I mean, it's just a matter of the facts, dude. Like, there's a lot of illogical assertions coming from the mainstream model that don't make any freaking sense, can never be substantiated or validated or verified or even falsified, and people have accepted it as this religious belief system. This, I call it the quantum cult of bumping particles, and it comes with a globe model, and it's pretty interesting.
What is astonishing to me is someone like Einstein is praised for all the wrong reasons. He is praised for basically saying light behaves as both a particle and a wave. The photoelectric effect, or is it photovolt? No, photoelectric effect. He's claiming light is a particle and a wave, when before Einstein, we were a lot better off just accepting that light is actually just a wave, because it behaves like a wave. The more we try, like, if we go into the building block realm, the quantum, quote-unquote, realm of reality, and look at it, and we start to think that everything is just its own individual particle and they're all separated from one another, how the hell are we supposed to expect that if everything is separated at the micro realm, that, like, how do we expect that's going to work if the particles are supposed to be the building blocks and glue that are supposed to be pieces that fit together, but they're not. They're just, because they're looked at as particles. If everything is a wave, like light, like sound, and they all resonate and harmonize, that would actually make sense that they're the building blocks of the universe, because they can actually link up with each other, because at the end of the day, it's just a resonant wave. Yeah, particle theory is dumb. It works good at the macro level of the universe, at a very, like, general scale of things, claiming that everything's a particle, but the deeper you go and the smaller you go, particle theory does not work.
No, doesn't.
Mm-mm. Not even close. Like, I don't know what Witsit thinks, but I hope he thinks that light behaves as just a wave. Let's see if we can get him in here. I'm gonna add him.
I don't know, maybe you haven't been around for a while or something.
Yeah, real quick. Is light particle wave or both? Answer correctly or you're gay. He's definitely gonna respond. Do you ever listen to Ashton Forbes?
No, is that the black guy?
No, he's the exact opposite of black guy. He's like a skinny white dude like me, slightly less good looking, and wears glasses. But he's incredibly smart. Yeah, he just had a podcast where he talks about plasma and sacred geometry, ancient structures and how they're built, and the proportions of ancient geometry.
Dude,
Very
have you ever
fascinating.
seen Spirit Science's Sacred Geometry, the movie?
No.
Oh, bro, if that's what you're into, dude, you should absolutely watch that, man. That's
It's
just jam
possible I've
packed.
seen clips.
It's jam packed, dude. You gotta check that one out. Spirit Science's Sacred Geometry, the movie. It's like an hour and a half, maybe two.
Okay. What did they talk about? Same shit.
A bunch of like
I
sacred
don't know.
geometry stuff linked. It's crazy, man. It's awesome. Sounds like it's right up your alley.
Like the
Jeremy,
how
why'd you have to get Matthias all riled up like that, Jeremy?
about
Dude,
Jeremy?
I'm just getting you the link right now, dude. It's that dope. I'm getting it. I'm gonna post it in the live stream text chat.
Okay.
You know where the chat is?
Oh, how about Terrence Howard? Have you guys heard of Terrence Howard?
Or is the live stream text chat?
Uh, I didn't. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'll watch
The
that later.
sacred geometry. Yeah, cue that up, dude. That's
I'll get
fire right
stoned
there,
and
bro.
watch that as I go
Dude,
to
you can't
bed.
handle you couldn't handle that high.
Ah,
You-
I've watched the Terrence Howard Joe Rogan first episode like 4 times on repeat, all stoned. I got it.
All right, you're gonna have to watch this like 5 times. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
It's
that's
that jam packed, bro. It's crazy.
When you think you got it all figured out, dude, just holler at your boy and I'll take you to the next level on the top.
no. Let's skip all that shit. How about you just take me to the next level right now?
Yeah. Yeah, I could do
Say
that. I
something
mean,
I've not heard before that's just gonna blow my mind.
uh,
Wait. Actually,
Oh,
let me let me
gotcha.
smoke real
Prepare to
quick.
be blown.
Let me smoke real quick and then say it. Hold on.
No, Dieslow's gonna. He's gotcha, man. Prepare to be blown away.
One more rip. Hold on. For those of you at home, don't smoke unless you want to. But all right, let's hear it.
I don't know where we start here. I stream something because there's just so much compacted to where
As long as
it's
it's
really
not
easy.
2 hours. Yeah.
It's not 2 hours. It's like I want to say 10 minutes, bro.
Okay, that's perfect.
10 minutes and okay, hold on. Let me pull up the video.
Whew. Yeah.
I got a quick one for us to watch after that too. I'll post it in the thing.
I got seven verses. I'm dropping biblical verses as well. No, I'm joking.
It,
All right,
it
I
better
got
it better blow my mind. I'm gonna be disappointed if it's just gonna be like the Earth is flat, guys.
no, no. All right, I'm sharing my screen. Here we go.
Let's see it.
That's the one I posted. The one we're gonna watch after, right after this.
Rediscovery of the lost Pythagorean.
News. Korea and Japan are urgently buying XRP.
They'll fill the gap.
Yeah, exactly.
I was about to make a mom joke, but it's Mother's Day, so
The water molecule following this precise 108-36-36 geometry within the molecule.
Really? The water
Yeah,
molecule.
yeah, which he calls essentially the antenna, right? This is like the binding between spirit and matter or life as you know it, right? This water molecule. Anyhow,
That's pretty. I like that. I like that. So basically, he took the golden ratio and applied three-dimensional space to it. He
the
took
golden
3
ratio, the golden section, the Fibonacci sequence, the divided
Yeah,
line section. I mean, just like all these things kind of essentially got connected to create this.
and a triangle. Like the only time you can build something like that's structured is you need to have 3 points. You can't have 2 points, otherwise it's two-dimensional. Like I don't know, a triangle is like a perfect figure. That's where all shapes start with a triangle. It's what's the term for it? It's like the simplest form of a shape.
Well, it's
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 3 points, three
divine
sides.
proportionality, bro. Is really what it is. Is that isosceles triangle is the most perfect geometry in the entire universe,
Yeah,
and I
it's
don't
the
even think it's
foundation
an
of all
argue.
shit.
Yeah,
Wow,
great.
that's fascinating. So when they taught me geometry in high school, um, my foundation was not the right foundation. We should have started off learning about triangles and the history of them, and then they should have taught me. They should have showed me that fucking video right there when I was in third grade learning about the fucking shapes, doing math with them. I like
Yeah,
that.
I mean
Was it?
the whole topic gets like far deeper, but I mean that's kind of
Yeah.
like pretty much what started it. I was Ken Wheeler, I don't know, 11, 12 years ago.
Is he still around?
Oh yeah.
What about someone else was gonna show like a short video?
No, I was Jeremy. He had he had a video too. Yeah. Jeremy, you still there?
Yeah, I don't think he's here. That's okay.
oh, I can't do it right now. It's 18 hours, so I don't know if I'll be able to.
What it attempted to be about.
Seemingly everything and nothing.
Everything and nothing.
Yeah, summarizes it pretty damn good.
Are you sleeping out here, or there is a discussion of some sort?
I think we attempted to have one, but it just didn't work out.
Mm. And what it attempted to be about?
Seemingly everything and nothing.
Everything and nothing.
Yeah, summarizes it pretty damn good.
Interesting. Have you
Why?
heard
What do you want?
about
What do you want to talk about?
Have you heard about new Earth shape theory called the snowman Earth?
What's it called?
Snowman Earth.
Snowman Earth? Nope.
It's like three balls are standing on top of each other. So it combines both flat Earth theory together with the ball Earth.
Okay. That's interesting, I guess.
Just like a snowman.
Huh. All right. Why do they say that?
I don't know, I suppose it's cool. Because it's basically a ball Earth with flat Earth aspects. So it has a sun. Each, shall I say, ball of the snowman has its individual sun, which flies around the ball. So it's a very special thing. It merges a ball Earth theory with a flat Earth theory in a very magnificent way. And what do you believe in?
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking going with the Easter Bunny model.
Mm. So you believe in Easter Bunny?
I think it's shaped more like an Easter rabbit.
And what are other things you believe in?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Do you believe in Christ Jesus who died for our sins and rose again on third day?
Yep.
All right.
Sound like you're in Ukraine or something.
Well, close enough. But my accent got worse over the years for some reason. Before, maybe 3-4 years ago, I had no accent at all. But I was out of practice for a while. I almost never spoken English for a couple of years. And here I am. My accent is back. This is how it works. So what do you think, how much time Ukraine has left?
No idea, man. I haven't really been following that whole situation. It's not a good one though. I feel bad.
And think soft.
It'd probably take like 36 hours though, because you're gonna stop and talk about it.
What are you talking about, Jeremy?
The conspiracy codex.
What's going on with your bad self? What's new?
Chilling.
Dude, like decades later. A decade later almost.
What's up?
A decade later.
A decade later or what?
Just been almost 10 years, man.
Data, do you care if we read your book in here? We're gonna do a book reading one night with your book. Is that cool or?
Don't care. No.
All right. Just checking. I wanted to check with you first.
Did you read it yet?
We're gonna read it. We're all gonna read it out loud together. That way, we can all go over it together.
Okay.
A couple people bought it. Riggs got it. I don't know. A couple people got it in here.
Well, hopefully they got the newer version because it's at least a little bit more
I
updated.
got
So
the
you
one
know what
that's
I
all
did?
fucked up. Yeah, I know. I know what you did. You suckered me into buying the one that's all fucked up.
No, you're still there. Still the
Were
content's
you
there.
low
It's
key
just not.
roasting people with the names?
Huh?
Were you low key like roasting people with the names?
I don't know what you mean.
Like, you know what roasting is? Like kind of making like poking fun at someone, like
I
poking the
have
bear.
I
I
have
don't know how to
no
put it
idea
in
what you mean.
Canadian terms. What's Canadian terms for this?
But
Dice flow. Can you translate?
give me a reference. Like you have to give me a reference. Like what is this? Again, just make it more concise.
Like, okay, Gem Panda. You
Yeah.
used 3 different names for him. One of them was Gamma Panda. One of them. Oh yeah. Oh, you know what I'm talking about now. Huh? All right. Okay.
No, go on,
Oh, you don't. No, you don't know. You're just laughing just for no
Bro,
reason.
brother. It's accumulation of years worth of work. So it's like beginning and starting over. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you don't back check. You just continue on. So if it was that week that he was Gem, whatever you just said, then that's what it is.
You put try thinking Bev. Like I feel like you were just wrote like you put Die Slow's name is Die Slowly. I feel like you were roasting people with their names, bro. Like
I don't know.
you know you were.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
you know you were. What, okay. Is this funny now? You just didn't do it on purpose? All right. I thought it was hilarious.
I wanted to make it entertaining, brother.
I was like, did he really purposely not get people's names right? But then I saw the gem one through it. It was like too much. So I was like, oh, all right.
That whole section is hilarious, right? That whole section of asking Discord questions is hilarious because genuinely, it's paraphrasing, but it's truthful in everything that's there. It's priceless history.
I mean, did Bev really make this quote?
Everything
Do you
that
think
is there, everything that is there is genuine. Yeah,
that's
there's no.
verbatim?
It's not
It's all
verbatim.
verbatim.
It's basically exactly the message. Unless and you know, I wasn't trying to do anything
Basically
other than
exactly, but not
I
verbatim.
wasn't I wasn't trying to do anything other than but represent what they were stating. So whatever's there is what they stated. Now, is it like word for word exact? I can't tell you because I was just in the moment when I recorded it. So
Bro, you should have been sitting there.
it's basically exactly the message. Unless and you know, I wasn't trying to do anything
Basically
other than
exactly, but not
I
verbatim.
wasn't I wasn't trying to do anything other than but represent what they were stating. So whatever's there is what they stated. Now, is it like word for word exact? I can't tell you because I was just in the moment when I recorded it. So
Bro, you should have been sitting there with a pen and a paper or something.
that's what I was doing. I asked them a question and they responded. And how quickly they responded, depending on the you know, if they responded really quickly and a whole bunch of stuff, then I probably summarized.
No doubt. So yeah, we're gonna do a book reading. A couple of them have Riggs read a chapter a night or something.
Why are you going to do that? That's funny though. But why are you going to do that? I thought the like,
That way we can all assimilate and go over and discuss all the stuff at once. You know what I'm saying? You get so much more out of it like that. It'll be a banger as opposed to just me
but
just
but
reading it alone.
but here's the thing: you guys are actually using my content for media, right?
Yeah, that's why I
You're,
asked you if we could do it, and you said yeah.
well, I'm just letting you know that that's what you guys are doing, right? So I know that you're aware. I'm aware that you're doing that.
Yeah, is it cool or what's up?
Well, it's the point of like you know, just understanding the purpose behind it, I suppose.
Behind the book?
Well, the motivation is it's taken a while, right? Like essentially, it was kind of great when I
I
did
thought you
release
were
it because
bluffing the whole time, honestly. I didn't think there was a book. I didn't think there ever was going to be a book.
I told you straight out, man, it was just one individual being experienced to everything he's being subjected online. right down from me just asking one question to my sister's account being like hacked and whatever and spammed with a whole bunch of pedophilia stuff because I asked one question. Like that's crazy stuff, man. Did you haven't read it yourself?
Jeremy only reads pop-up books.
And I'm sorry, who was that?
Jeremy. He only likes them if they got like pop-up interactive books.
Did you actually get
Action
Dieslow? Did you actually get a version of the book?
No, I told you, I wanted an autographed copy, and
I know, come on. I'm just one individual exposed to all the propaganda on YouTube, Facebook, you name it, man. And I just told a story about it. It's hilarious, isn't it? If you get to read it.
am I even in there, bro? How do we know? If
I don't know.
if I'm in there, it might be a good book.
It's more of just kind of like the background history of everything that's going on, and I think you engaged with me throughout the time I was writing it, so you must be in there at some point. I haven't picked it up in a long time, so out the window it went, you know. I think the final thoughts is pretty good.
I think I saw it on like Amazon for like, what was it, $20 or something around there.
Oh, I reduced it to $8 US, so I can pick it up for $8 US. Which basically, I think it's $1 at the end of the day that I make away with. But I'm curious to know. There's genuineness in that book because really, to maintain the level of interest, you have to be curious. So to be curious, you can't have an opinion, right? Because sometimes if you have an opinion, your curiosity is killed.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, that's how I wrote the book. For me, like I said, man, I was a writer anyway, right? Like in film and shit. So I was like, okay, if I'm gonna go to the lizard people, all the way to David Icke lizard people, I have to start somewhere, right? What is the rabbit hole about? Alex Jones. What's he about? Right?
Right. You got to give a little backstory on it.
I did this meme once. I used Owen Benjamin and Alex Jones, and Alex Jones, and I had Owen Benjamin throwing a fishing rod, casting a rod, and Owen and Alex Jones's bait. It's a great little meme. I had something else in it too as well, but
So what have you been up to?
writing songs, man. You?
Slaving away.
So what's the newest thing on the block? Has there been a lot of changes recently?
Yeah. I mean, you had that whole final experiment thing. And then the aftermath of that, and I don't know. Seems like the whole movement's kind of in a weird transition or position or whatever you want to call it.
Well, I think you're in it. I think I asked everybody questions regarding whether Antarctica was real or if they believe there's a 24-hour sun. I asked everybody in not everybody, but a good portion of people that are recognizable within the veterans, if you will.
Yeah, no, Jeremy sent me something, one of my quotes or whatever that's in there. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely entertaining, that section. I don't know if you personally read it yourself, but it's I don't know, man. I think it's pretty fun. It's everybody involved. So everybody has like a way to go back to what they said. You know what I mean?